Hello from Global Strategy. My name is Joshua Weiger and I work with projects and donor relations. In just a minute, I'm going to share with you a conversation with one of our project managers or missionaries who serve overseas. But first, I want to tell you why. 2020 has been filled with all kinds of loss and disruption. As we find ourselves in the last 2 months of the year, we wanted to share with you a chance to finish 2020 strong. We checked in with our local project leaders and we have 14 projects that need a little help to get over the finish line. These projects all fit into 4 categories: education projects, entrepreneurial endeavors, church cultivation, and compassion ministries. We have a unique opportunity before the end of the year to maximize a $50,000 match. This means any gifts toward our year-end Finish Strong campaign will be doubled. For more information on our campaign or the match, please visit childglobal.org/finishstrong. Greetings to you, my friends. So thankful that you can take this time to meet with me today and ultimately to share your story with our partners for the year-end campaign. We're so thankful for all you're doing in Nicaragua. So why don't you take a minute and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your ministry.
So hello everybody. My name is Leslie Herrera and I'm the senior pastor from the Church of God in Grenada, Nicaragua. We have 2 churches here in Nicaragua and I'm one of the pastors here. And we started being a senior pastor 7 years ago and we moved to Grenada and have been a challenge. And since we came to Grenada, we see that we can make a difference. And we just feel that God just bring us here to really, encourage people to know Jesus and to show them in different ways.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your church community? Like, how many people do you have there, and what's the setting? Is it really urban, or is there a lot of other people or houses around, or?
Yeah, we are located in Grenada. Grenada is a city. Well, the central it could be more than 50,000, something like that. And we have different neighborhoods, and we live in a neighborhood named Sabaneta, and it's surrounded. The church is surrounded, with houses all over them. We have houses behind the church. We have houses, next to the church, and it's a really, we can say it's a poor neighborhood. You can find houses made of wood and plastic and zinc. And you see many kids, the big problem here, apart from the poverty, is the drugs. We have a lot of drugs here. And this morning, actually, we were praying in the Central Park in the early morning. God is leading us to pray over our city. So this month we will be praying in different places all over the city. And this morning we were praying in the Central Park, and we saw, addicts, people that are using alcohol, sleeping there in the park. But one thing that really, touched our hearts is we see a little kid just around 11 or 12 years old sniffing glue. And, that glue that you use for shoes, here people are selling, and we have many addicts to that. So that really, really impact us. 2 of our leaders that were there get near to that kid and start praying for him. He start crying. And, one interesting thing is we asked him, hey, if you give us the bottle of your glue, we can give you coffee and bread. And he say, I want a coffee, but I don't want to leave this. And for us was hard. We have around 50 people in the church that, that we can say members, because sometimes we can have more than that. But they just come once in a while and things like that. But we have around 50 people in the church. We are trying to put everybody, working and serving God. Even the kids, we call the kids. We have our freedom program on Fridays, and we have the kids, the older kids from our Sunday school classes. We encourage them to come and serve to the other kids, to give the food or pray together or help to sing a song and things like that. And so, we're trying to develop fellowship, but also that the people can understand that the best way to show Jesus is serve others.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to encourage that, since little kids, because, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what we have here.
That's beautiful. And I love that it's, you're meeting the needs of your people, of your community with this feeding program, is specifically what we're highlighting today. But you're also using it as an opportunity to teach your people to serve. I love that, Leslie. I think that's so good. And that's what we saw Jesus doing over and over again. I think about him feeding the 5,000. He didn't just provide the food and then serve everybody. He got his disciples to then serve. And so he was meeting the needs of the people, but he was also teaching his disciples to serve. And I see that's what you're doing. And I love that. I love that. So tell me a little more about the feeding program specifically. You said it's on Fridays. Is that right?
Yeah, we have on Fridays right now. Obviously, our dream for the future is that we can have more days. But right now we are doing on Fridays. And we start this year with around 40 to 60 kids coming, plus the people that is working here, it can be 20.
Yeah.
But, we close around 1 or 2 months because, the COVID-19 was very high here and, well, all over the world. But we have, I think it was in May and June that we closed the feeding program. Obviously, people come on Fridays, and we have to put a sign outside the church and say we're closed. And so we start opening on July again. Obviously, we're trying to do right now, taking the following the guidelines, and people have some alcohol, people that serve at the church, to give everybody. We recommend to use masks. Obviously, not everybody is using masks. But idea is we let them into the church, but in groups. We have 15 to 20 in groups, and then we have around 3 to 4 groups of that amount. 3 weeks ago, we expect to have 60 to 80, but we have 100 people coming to that day, and we weren't prepared for 100. So even the people that serve at the church, they didn't have a lunch that day because we have too many people that they need to give their own food, to feed those people. So right now we're getting ready for 100.
The needs,
because
big.
sometimes,
the needs are very large right now.
Yeah.
I know you're a busy man, so I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I do want to ask one more question specifically about finishing strong in 2020. You've kind of given us some things that would help you with some infrastructure parts for your feeding program. I think there was an oven listed and some other things. What would you use the money for if we're able to raise these funds for the year-end project?
This money, we're just thinking about ideas that we can start opening a small business and selling food. That's the idea, that we can have an income, every week, to have enough to feed the kids on Friday. So we end up with things like that. We will use the money to buy all the things we need to do that. We need a new stove. We need, many other things to open that. And that's our idea, to start selling food, because people, always need food. And the idea is to provide a price that people can get it, can afford that, and also add that delivery so that we can take the food to their houses and promote that in the church with friends. And the idea is that people can get it and can understand that this thing is helping others. It's not just we're making money to be rich. We're making this money because we want to help others that really don't have nothing, and at least we can provide one meal a week that can bless others. So that's the idea. And we're talking with the people that serve at the church, and they get it. They are excited that we can have the tools. We can have the tools to work, because people here like to work, brother. They like to work. You provide something and they say, hey, we are in that. We're gonna do it. People that serve here at the church, they are serving even on Thursday, to get things ready for Friday. And on Friday we have two things. We have the feeding program, but also we prepare nacatamales, that is a typical food in Nicaragua, and we sell that, to have enough money to pay the bills here at the church. So these people, we have two teams. One team is getting ready for the feeding program, and the other team is preparing nacatamales. So they are here 5:30 a.m. Fridays. So they like to work. So I think this help from Global Strategy, we provide a tool for our church to continue doing the good work that we are doing here in Nicaragua.
That's so good. So good. Thank you so much again for your good work. We're so thankful for you and your heart for your people and for your church that's living and active, and even during a pandemic in our world. There's still so many good things going on and able to share the love of Christ. Is there anything else you want to share with our people?
No, I would just want to say thanks for those who will donate, and I don't see this like you're wasting your money. I see this an investment in the kingdom of God. Every dollar that people can donate for this will impact many lives, many people. We just see the kids, and the happiness when they receive the food. And we are so happy for that, brother, that we can provide to adults that come here, not just because they want it, it's because they need it. They're adults, but, old ladies that they don't have food at their houses, and we see that. So, giving to this project is making an impact in many lives, and I just want to thank you in advance to those who will invest in this very good project coming from God's heart. And we love you. We're praying for you, and thank you so much for partnering with us.